Let's lock that hand in. Right? So again, this one. See? Even that. Can you hold it up? Try it. This. The other thing is, I can't see. If I go like this, I can't see. And you can just pass. I'm focusing on this, and you come stab me. You see? So don't use it to your disadvantage, use it to your advantage. Yeah, throw it at him. See? That's it. That way. You can't say in this situation you have to do this because there's other impact.
Like there's a lot of, I'm not denying the versatility of an umbrella.
It's just funny to imagine this guy holding this umbrella walking down the street. It's such a, no hate, but it is definitely like a feminine umbrella.
No, yeah.
Like, are you fucking, I don't know.
You see that? Got pretty masculine pretty quick. See that guy posted up with his knife and...
Hey, get away from me.
Look at him in the fucking, what's it called?
Looks like a fucking...
A kendo mask.
I thought it was a dog bite. Oh.
He hates it.
Even if he goes to strike, I think this hits a hand. Okay?
I love Zach.
He's in shock. Parry, back position, strip the knife. So far, that's the only thing I've understood is just him saying Southeast Asian arts. Everything else has been, you gotta be doing it.
Yeah, I didn't know this was even in English, dude.
Yeah, I know. And then he went Southeast Asian arts and then took him down. So far, I'm impressed with the umbrella.
I mean, are we taking in is it raining? Is he out on a walk protecting himself from the sun? Like, what is the point of him having that umbrella?
I can almost guarantee less crimes happen in the rain. Especially knife-related crimes.
I don't know. I think that's when they would happen. Just because I think people walk around and they get in the mood. I don't know. Sometimes when it rains, I get a little squirrely.
They're just feeling like kind of dark. They're feeling the wet.
Yeah, like, I'll Kevin Bacon out in an alley, so, I don't know. Maybe I'm not the guy to ask. Maybe I'm the knifer. I should be watching out for umbrellas. I don't know, when I first moved to Toronto, like, I'm from a drier climate, so I'm not used to, like, carrying an umbrella. And I remember walking with my friend Dijon, and, like, her and I sharing an umbrella, because I'm taller, so she's like, why don't you hold the umbrella?
Makes
and I just
sense.
had no fucking idea how to, like, properly hold it and keep going and avoid everybody as well as share the umbrella.
Impossible. An impossible task.
It's just a weird thing, like, I don't know how to use this.
I can count on one hand the amount of times in my life I've used an umbrella. I can't think of like a really good reason to use an umbrella because if it's fucking pouring rain, usually I'm just sprinting through it. Right?
Yeah.
And if it's just drizzling, then I just got a coat that's waterproof, to some
I'm just
degree.
in it, I'm out here. I don't have hair that I need to protect.
But for...
Just accept it.
Yeah, that's a good point. But from one's going on. But from like a self-defense standpoint, having an umbrella on hand, good idea.
I guess
but
just
even
more weapons, or just more things you can use, I guess, is good.
But like to carry around a big-ass umbrella like that, you don't have like... What you need is one of those extendo ones, that pop open.
I feel like that'd be more...
Makes sense, right? But in this context, right?
Just got a can.
And it's already closed up, too.
Yeah, where are you going that you have it? I don't know, dude.
Boom. You get certified in
The other thing
umbrella
too,
defense. He keeps going for it.
The other thing too is like everyone's usually carrying around a Dollarama fucking umbrella, and it's like if I were to do one strike, one hit, even if you open it too fast, that shit's wrecked.
Yeah.
So it's like, how long are you really gonna fend this guy off with your Dollarama umbrella? Like that's impressive that one's still holding up. TBH.
Yeah. No, it's a good one. Like there's no doubt about like the strength and the quality of this man's umbrella. I don't know. Using an umbrella as defense.
Is it facts or not?
It's anti-facts.
don't know if it's anti-facts, but I think it's moderate facts.
It's just just having an umbrella and ready to go. And
I just love the idea of opening it and throwing at him, and he's just like, oh. What the
yeah,
hell?
that was by far the best part of the video. Like right there, Juan's going off.
Yeah,
Juan's in a mood.
Is in total freak-out mode.
But right here,
I'm stabbing, see?
stab him.
And I escaped that way. It's better just to advantage. I thought I'd been...
I like how he gave it like a pump, like he's and then threw
It
it.
was a feint.
So I believe in that, but I would tell Juan is going off.
Dude.
Juan! But, yeah. I don't know, I would agree in the throw it at him, then hit him, but using it as a sword, I don't think enough people are classically trained in umbrella defense to make that work.
And if you are, though, like, if you're a sword guy who, like,
Yeah.
has time with the blade, then okay, yeah, you're definitely gonna do this. You've thought about this. This is your move.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is for like knife guys, which I don't know. I kind of want to be one of those guys.
But it's also versus a knife guy. Versus.
I like that guy's cargo. That's the first thing. If you see a dude wearing pants like that with that many pockets, you gotta get to stepping quick.
He's wearing cargo pants, didn't even realize.
Yeah, cargo pants is certified going to cause probably a tragedy. I don't know.
Alright, if you're looking for anything on this.
Oh shit.
He stole. Oh!
The handle off.
What?
Shank.
You do that the whole time? Oh. See, it broke.
So it breaks, you track down, find the piece, just like,
And then
well, maybe you're
start
rolling around.
stabbing him with that.
Right in the fucking dome piece.
He was so excited when that umbrella broke.
It's another weapon.
He's just like, this is perfect for the video. Even if it breaks, the umbrella's the ultimate weapon. Stab, stab. I also love the angle that he's stabbing him from, right on top of the head. Like,
Yeah, the hardest part of your head, not the eye.
we're
not
gonna
the
look up this
temple.
guy.
I guess we can.
www.raw-combat.com.
I think the biggest self-defense tip to take away from that is just if you see a dude wearing cargo pants, not cargo shorts,
Yep.
cargo pants, it's game over. Avoid.
Okay.
It's
here
funny,
it is.
like cargo shorts definitely are a different vibe than cargo pants, I think.
Woman's self-protection. I think this guy's in Japan. I think that's they said that in the video.
Well,
Become an instructor. Okay. What else we got here? Branches. He's all over the fucking place.
survival. Like, dude, I don't need to be fucking outside doing all that.
What's his story? What do you think he's about? Luke Holloway.
Dude, this guy's huge.
He was a bodyguard,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a big fan of Japan. I think that's all we gotta know.
Bodyguard. Did security guard work? I think we could definitely go off about that. Just security guard. Lifelong security guard people are definitely a vibe.
Yeah, yeah. I remember, like, I worked one night.
Give some context.
Well, yeah, I worked like a shit ton of security from when I was 19 to 22-ish, give or take. Well, maybe 21. No, probably 21. 21 is just when I finished. And I'm probably just... no,
You did a
maybe
few
22.
gigs.
Yeah, I
You
did a
few
couple of gigs.
I was
But-
against it.
Yeah, no, it fucking sucked. But, you know, a little bit of cash here and there. It's not so bad. But I was there one night when a lifelong security guard retired that night. And he was giving me chocolate-covered espresso beans as his kind of get me through the night, you know, sort of thing. But I can't recall the exact context of like what went down, but it was just like some bullshit with like a guy who was drunk and on coke. He was at the door and he just like gave out a whole bunch of bullshit about getting kicked out. And then this old dude who was like really nice but had like a big scruffy beard and he's like pretty hard, but he just like he had to fight the guy. And then after that, like I don't know, he just looked at me and he's just like, I gotta be done. I can't do that. I got kids, blah, blah, blah. And he just kind of went off. I'm like, oh my God. I
Yeah,
can't
no, there's a
believe
lot of
you've done it
stories,
this long.
man.
Yeah.
I remember my favorite one was when fucking homie kicked that dude down the stairs.
Oh my God. Yeah.
There's so many stories. Like, I don't know, because I also worked for the security company when I was an illegal immigrant and needed some cash flow. And like the first gig that I had to work, and I didn't know until I was like showing up, was for a male strippers event. I was doing pat downs for a male stripping event, like out in fucking.
You're in Etobicoke.
Was it?
Yeah,
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Showed up and it's me, just the Serbs, man.
The Serbs.
I had one Serb
so many
homie.
Serbian
Serbs.
security guards.
My one Serb homie, we would be on the same bus getting there, and we talked a little bit the first time, and then every time we'd get on the bus, he would bring me snacks in a little bandana. He would bring snacks in a tiny little bandana, and I remember like him just coming up and being like, "Do you want some nuts and a biscuit? You need to preserve your energy."
Yeah.
It was fucking
they're
awesome.
prepared, right? Like I'd show up with a banana and a PB&J every night.
Homeboy wears brown belt through his pants.
Oh, that was the best. Fucking so many good security guards. Right, if you're like, I don't know, there's like tiers of security guard. Maybe not tiers, because I don't want to put them on levels, but there's definitely like...
There's levels to it.
Well, there's like the foreign Indian security guard, who's like always working kind of like those really basic gigs, and like you see a couple of them in the clubs and stuff, but usually it's
There's
not
like jack
them.
dudes who
Yeah.
probably would be at that event if they weren't working that night.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Just
And then-
nice ass hair and just like about to rip out of their shirt, but don't know what's going on.
And then, well, that's like the local dude. But then there's also like what we worked the most with, which was like Eastern European guys or Central European guys.
You look in the eye and you're like, you might kill someone. If something happens tonight, we might not be able to stop it.
Yeah, like they're I don't know, they were pretty good for the most part. But like you were saying about Buddy kicking him down the stairs, so I was working at like this actually pretty fancy bar, which is in Yorkville, which is like a really bougie, rich area. And this guy, I let him in originally. He just seemed nice, you know, kind of jovial. Was like, you know, not too late in the night, so I'm not like overly cautious about who I was letting in. You know, as the night goes on, you always like pick it up a little bit. But anyways, I let him in. I always watch people go up the stairs. Man, I saw him stumble a couple times on the way up, and I'm like, no, he's drunk. You know, he's pretty drunk.
Those stairs
already.
are so telling too.
Oh, big time, right? And there's a long staircase. So I followed him up, and I was like, hey, buddy, you know, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to walk you out. You're just like a little too drunk for me right now, or whatever he said. You know, I tried to say. I used to have like a whole script about getting people out, but he's just like, I'm fine, and I was like, not what I saw. You know, it's okay. Like, don't worry about it. You just go to another bar. Just this one's not for you tonight. And then he got like really aggressive really fast, and he got so beat red in the face. And he said, "I'm not going." And then I noticed, I'm like, okay, like this guy's on coke, 100%
so
on coke.
cokey, man.
Because he was just like he was all jacked up, and he was like kind of like shaking a little bit, and you know, like he was like kept showing me his teeth, and his face was so red, and I'm like, and he wasn't like a big guy. He looked completely normal up until that point, like maybe just like worked as an accountant or something, you know, like that sort of vibe. And then after that, I was like, whoa, okay. So I was like, hey, there's a guy upstairs. He says he doesn't want to get going. So then Buddy comes up the stairs, and it's like this really big dude. He was from, he was Kurdish, and he survived all kinds of shit from the Iraqis when they, like, were doing the genocide against the Kurdish people there. And he was like part of like the rebels, and such a legit and genuine dude, and completely jacked, like gigantic.
He had chains tatted on his biceps.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and on break he'd show you pictures of chicks that he was just picking up on his arms. You're like,
Yeah.
oh man. Alright, anyway, continue.
We'll call him Balboa.
Yeah, we'll call him Balboa.
So Balboa comes up and is just like, hey, buddy, you gotta get going. He's like, I'm not going anywhere. And he gets all crazy again. And then he takes him to the stairs. He's like, he was so no bullshit. As soon as he said, I'm not going, he's like, all right, picked him up, you know, brought him to the stairs. And then the guy went fucking crazy. We got 3/4 of the way down or not 3/4. We went 1/4 of the way down the stairs. And then the guy turns around, looks at him, and he's about to start yelling again, and Balboa just front kicks him from the top of the stairs all the way down. And just watching this guy, like down 20 steps. He hits the
narrow
bottom.
ass hallway, so
Yeah.
you're just like
He's bouncing off the walls, he was like rolling, hitting the sides, and then he turns around and he points at him from the at the top of the stairs, and he's like, "You're a monster!" And then Balboa came walking down, and again
Oh my
picked
God.
him up, and I was like behind him, like just kind of like shoving him along.
Just having your
whatever,
hands
but-
touching
yeah, I
the
was just
stitch, like, I'm helping.
Yeah, and then escorted him out, and then he went outside, and the guy just went fucking crazy, and, you know, Balboa never flags, he's just like, alright, and I was like, cool, I went upstairs.
So funny, dude.
Yeah, a couple times that bar got a little bit crazy, but for the most part, it was super chill, and not super chill, but just super fucking boring. Yeah, security
I don't know
guys.
what it is with that area. Well, I don't know. I guess just a lot of the bougie parts of TO are kind of cokey. Who knows now, but...
Like, other bars would scare me. That one just annoyed the fuck out of me so consistently. Like, just pretentious ass people who are just like, what, you got a degree in security? And I'm like, well, I'm getting a degree in criminology, so kinda. Get off my back. Yeah,
I don't know. That did suck, 'cause you're... Yeah, baby face too.
Yeah.
Some people love to fuck with you.
Fucking
The youngest security guard.
20 years old, super thin. Not super thin, but just, you know, like
You
fucking
look thin though.
165
compared to Balboa.
pounds, like 5'11". I was an average sized man, I would say, but, you know, not fucking big, beefy
Yeah.
Balboa.
Yeah. And then the fucking shirt they gave me to work security came down to my knees. So I'm just like, hey, spread them.
Yeah.
That's all I did was fucking pat downs.
I wore a size down because I wanted to show
I
off a
wanted
little bit
to
more
too,
figure.
but they were all. I don't know. I ended up having to get my own custom made shirt, which you made fun of me for. But I'm like, bro, I can't look like a toddler.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah.
There's a lot of
Security
stories there.
days. Yeah, it was fun. I don't know. I kind of like dressing up, you know, getting in all black, wearing a nice pair of shoes, and going out and stuff. And a couple bars I actually got to talk to people, but that one was literally just a restaurant. I'm like, why am I working security at a restaurant right
That's
now?
weird.
It was so strange.
That is weird how much security was at that restaurant.
There was
too.
3 security guards on Saturday and Friday night, and 2 on Sundays, and 1 every other night of the week. I think it was more just about the look, but mind you, there was a couple
there's
times,
incidents.
you know, like glasses thrown. One of my first couple weeks there, a guy came up behind another one. Well, actually, so there was like all these 3 guys sitting around like this long bar table or whatever, and one guy starts talking to another group, and he ends up calling, he's just like, hey, because there's a white guy and a black guy, and then this Indian guy at the end, and the Indian guy says to the white guy and the black guy, he's like, cheers to your N-word friend, and like, you know, lifted his glass. And then the white guy got up, went up behind this Indian dude, and just completely sucker punched him, pulled him off the back of the chair, and was about to start filling him. And I was just like, shit! And dove on top of the white guy, and I jerked him up and pulled him off. And then he told me what happened. I was like, oh shit, this guy is a piece of shit. And then, I kicked them both out, obviously. And the black guy came up to me afterwards and was just like, yeah, that guy was like, saying some crazy shit. I'm like, fair.
Yeah, dude. That's funny. Yeah, the first time I had to break something up was incited by someone throwing that word around too at the old arcade back home. And, dude, that was actually insane. So there was, at that point in time, there wasn't any security working, or we didn't have security on that night, because it was like a Wednesday night. And, yeah, it was like these 2, like, you know, they looked kind of like roofer-esque type of dudes, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, like just, I shouldn't even say that, but
Well,
just
no.
scruffy guys.
Sure,
and
yeah.
there's a few black guys that were in there, the only 2 that were in Billings at that point in time. And yeah, they got into it, dropped that word, and then it just got heated, got taken outside, and I remember seeing the dude who had said it just on the ground, and these 2 black dudes are just filling them in the cement, and nobody's doing anything.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my god, they're gonna kill this guy. So I ran out there. I had just gotten my hair done, so I have like, my hair's like news reporter curled up. I've got red lipstick on, fake lashes, and a skin-tight dress that says, you look awesome today on it. Hopped on the dude's back, and I like wasn't fighting at this point either, or training. I'm just, stop! You have to let go of him! The cops are coming! I was like, this guy's just like still filling him. get off, they take off and run. The cops show up, and then the guy who was getting Phil's friend was like mouthing off to the cops.
Oh my God.
And the bar lights are all up. He's mouthing off to the cops, like, you should be on that, blah, 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 they attacked it, you know, like going off, and he wouldn't stop, and no shit, the cop just pulled his taser out and tased him right in the bar.
Fucking crazy.
He was like, dude, he was already handcuffed too.
What? You can't handcuff the person that's...
He was handcuffed and getting one, and he just kept screaming at the cops, and then it was insane.
Crazy. I don't know what that would do to you. Would it be worse if your hands were like connected to each other with like metal to get tased? You can't tase somebody that's already handcuffed. That's insane. You just hold them.
I don't know if it was tased or stunt. Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think
But yeah, he got
difference.
tased, and it was hilarious.
I'd rather get
It's because he
punched in
kept
the
saying it, and
face
he just
than
kept
tased.
screaming at the cop, and the cop's like, dude, say one more thing, and he did, and he got fucking tased.
Fuck
Lights
off.
are on, no one's in the bar.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Bye.
Just like, alright, it's Wednesday.
Welcome.
I'm working with a dude in a fucking
Oh.
golf shirt, wearing cargo shorts.
That bar was such a fuck up. Oh my God. It was pretty fun though. Pretty fun.
Yeah, you missed the era of craze, man. You missed the real era.
Got the catch. I don't know. Every time I went there's kind of shit
There's always
happening.
weird shit happening,
Yeah.
but
It wasn't dangerous. Most of the time it wasn't dangerous. There was that drunk girl who was like 17 who,
oh my god, I forgot about that.
yeah, who rammed into your mom's car.
That you were driving down the, oh my god,
Yeah.
and then parked next to it and passed out in the front seat.
Oh my God.
Dude.
Yeah. Fucking pulled her out of there and, oh my God, everybody was in the parking
I was gonna
lot,
fight her.
and you fucking served her.
Well, okay. Okay.
Did
no.
you?
Well, the issue, I didn't necessarily, her and her boyfriend came, so she was in the casino because
Yeah.
the whole spot was connected, and she already had a drink in her hand.
Yeah, I know,
and she'd
know.
been, like, coming back and forth, and she'd been drinking in the other casino.
I know. I just wanted you to give the context for that because I just thought that was hilarious that you actually served her. Even though, you know, like, yeah, someone's already drinking, you're going to assume that, like, obviously someone ID'd them. She wasn't 17. Well, no, she was. She's the same age as your brother.
I think she might have been 18.
Same difference, I guess.
I don't know. An
17
adult.
does sound worse.
Yeah. No, that
Yeah.
was crazy. And she ended up having some issues, so I feel bad for her in a sense. But
Yeah.
hopefully she's doing
A
better.
little bit, right? Yeah.
Not crashing into cars.
Fuck, man. What a rap to get that young.
DUIs, man, it's such a crazy thing in Montana.
It's just, it happens so frequently. It's retarded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just like, I don't know. Well, you know, like one time I fucking got in the car with a guy and we were going to go mountain biking and he just cracked open a beer in the car. And he's just like warming up for the bike ride. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah, people get wild, man.
Honestly, I was kind of like, when in Rome.
Yeah.
I was 19. I'm like, okay.
Well, it is weird, like, now coming out here and how, like...
That doesn't justify it. That's terrible. Don't ever do something like that. But it was pretty funny. He's just cracked one open. He's just like, just one. I'm like, wow. You guys
Yeah.
are ballsy. Middle of the day, too.
Wow. And it's just, I think the issue is it's so normalized. Like I said, like, so many people I know had or have DUIs. Like, I don't know. And from such a young age, like, I was around people that, like, openly had DUIs. So it's just, like, whatever, but...
Well, you look up by the numbers. I think Montana has the most DUIs per capita in the entire United States. Maybe Alaska has more. But, like, when you, like, think about the two, you're like, okay, I kind of get
That makes sense. I would understand Alaska just because, and again, I don't know a ton about Alaska, but I imagine it's pretty
It's super
isolated,
spread out, right?
same as
Yeah.
Montana. And I think, well, the issue of Billings is just there's no public transit.
Yeah.
I don't even know if people would use it if they had it.
Well,
you know?
there's a bus. I've
It
seen
doesn't-
people get on the bus.
I don't know how late it even runs though.
I don't know where it goes. I think it just goes downtown and then, like, to Lockwood or something like that.
I don't know. Or the Heights.
Regardless, it's all good. All right, Billings will figure it out. Just sucks because when you get a DUI, you can't come to Canada too. So we got a couple of friends that can't come to Canada, at least not within, you know, a certain period of time. It's like 5 or 6 years of not traveling across the border. It's like, why?
It's a big plus for me.
Yeah.
That was like a big kicker was my ex couldn't follow me to Canada. Like, yeah, I actually don't want to go to LA. I'm gonna go to Canada. I can't go there. I have 2 DUIs. Sorry.
Goddamn.
I don't know. But
Yeah,
anyway.
DUIs. Well, I think it's part of growing up too. Is like learning to a certain degree about like how much alcohol is too much alcohol. Right, you start getting in like that gray area. It's like you've had 3 beers, but it was like over 2 hours.
And you didn't eat that much.
Yeah,
or...
exactly. Right. So like I get why it happens young, but regardless.
No, and like that's the thing is like I don't definitely like consider myself to be like fucking awesome because I know I definitely did my fair share of booze cruising.
Probably the worst that ever happened with me was. I went to a party and I finished a 2-4 of Palm Bay by myself, right, which was just ridiculous. Anyways, threw up so much that night, slept in the car, and I woke up the next morning at like 6 a.m. And then in my head, I'm like, okay, like I'm 8 or 19, I've slept, so that means I'm not drunk anymore. That's how it works. And then, I start driving and I'm like, wow, I'm pretty fucking feel a little tipsy right now. This is weird. Yeah. And just for a second I thought, I'm just groggy. I just woke up or whatever. And I'm like, wait, no. And I got home. I'm like, I was actually I'm still drunk.
That's the worst feeling in the world is like waking up still drunk and then slowly becoming hungover. Yeah. That happened to me at the gym once. Well, training. I was mid-roll. I showed up. I came home. Sick. I was like, Mom, D, let's go to fucking breakfast. I'm buying. And I forced Darius and my mom to go get breakfast with me, which they never. That's always a Haas and Yaz thing. That's never a Mom and D thing. And then breakfast went straight to. Well, I'm just saying, out of just weird shit. And then I went straight down to the gym and mid-roll. I remember someone going Neon Belly and just being like, oh no.
Oh, I made a mistake.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Smell like vodka and breakfast meat.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Oh no, there's that one night when me and you had 3 pitchers at that pizza place. Yeah, remember?
Oh yeah. And then you went to work.
And then I went straight to work afterwards, work security. And at first I'm like, this is awesome. Like working security.
You didn't drive, by the way.
I biked,
oh, shit,
which is still pretty dangerous. But whatever. I biked there, and then got to work, and then halfway through the night I'm like, this was the worst mistake I've ever made.
Oh, I cringe so hard thinking about that. Yeah. Don't drink and operate things.
Fucking people aren't perfect,
Chill.
Right? Shit happens with that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Where you're like, again, there's a bit of a gray area where you touch and go. It's like you think you're okay and blah blah blah, but better to just bite on the side of safety and not make a stupid mistake.
Yeah, I mean now with Uber and everything, it's just so dumb not to
People could easily clip this episode up and just take us so out of context. Yeah, well, fuck. We're not saying
Rome.
Yeah, I went in Rome.
Went in Rome.
Yeah, we drank a beer around.
Yeah.
That was, I don't know, as soon as it happened, I was just like, I felt kind of peer pressured in a certain way too when I was in that car, and,
What happens, I remember that, in high school too, just always, the older person being like, no, it's cool, and you just think, well, I mean, they know what's best, and, I don't know.
Yeah.
So many things now, in retrospect, I think about just trusting adults or whatever that, I thought, knew better or whatever. Okay. And, thinking now, I'm like, dude, I'm still younger than that person was in that instance, and I'm realizing that.
Even when I was, a teenager and I had my license to drive, older people, right? And they'd be drunk. It'd be an ego thing where they would turn me down. Because I do recall a couple instances where I offered to drive when I realized the person was a little too, and they'd be like, no, you don't need to. I'll drive.
It's weird how crazy people get with that. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Yeah, it is what it is. Episode 8 of the North-South podcast. Welcome, North-South Presents podcast. Right. Yeah. Yes. We forgot to say that at the start.
We just were rolling.
Just rolled with it, whatever. There'll be a title card or something at the start. But a lot of shit going on with us. We're going to be moving this weekend. So we're filming this episode a little bit early just because, well, this shit's going to be packed up, and we're going to have a whole new studio specially designed in our brand new apartment specifically for doing this podcast. Not really, it's going to be our front room, but we're going to make it look
living room.
Yeah, but we're going to make it look nice, you know, and like kind of have the podcast stuff in mind with it, and just make it fun. Still make it fun.
Very exciting. Very stressful, but very exciting.
Very stressful. Super shitty. We have a bunch of like furniture that I have no idea what to do with because I can't seem to sell it, but our current roommate's staying, so it can hang out a little bit longer. But yeah, it kind of is what it is with that sort of thing. But
if anyone wants a few bookcases and a busted dresser
and a futon bunk bed combo,
which is actually legit.
DM your boys.
Yeah, you should. You should.
But yeah, brand new house, brand new location, new community, out of the bullshit of Leslieville, like you guys already know, but right around the corner, we fit a fucking couch and a love seat in the back of our 99 CRV.
So if you're thinking about counting the fucking 99 CRV out,
Get out of our face.
get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out.
King
of our
CRV.
face. King CRV. King CRV. But me and Yazzie were having a conversation after watching the fights this week. It's a Poirier McGregor, Chandler Hooker, right? A bunch of fights happening. Overall, the card was okay, right? The co-main and the main were great.
Yeah.
Just super exciting, right? Kind of what we were looking for. I wish the fights went on a little bit longer, and I wish we saw more out of Hooker when he was fighting Chandler, but it's what it is. He was so afraid of the wrestling, he just opened up.
Yeah, he looked very.
He's like, whoa.
Yeah, very far away. But yeah, I don't know. No, and I'm so happy Poirier won that fight, man.
Yeah.
Like, if anyone deserved that fight, that was Poirier.
Yeah, he is the fucking man. He's so cool. Such a genuine and honest guy who lives for more than just himself. Like, someone worth,
the hype.
The hype, yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's just cool. Like, he gives back to his community so much, and I really like that. The fact that he stays in Louisiana and still is just like, let's enrich what we got here.
No.
I really like that.
Louisiana is like a really poor state too, and not for any good reason. It's just like it's really mismanaged and corruption and whatnot, and the history of racism and slavery is like kind of held over their head in a lot of ways, and Juan's in the sink licking something that he shouldn't be licking.
Yeah,
but
Louisiana.
It's cool that he's giving back, but anyways, right, fuck yeah, Poirier knocking out Conor. But we were talking, it's just like, well, who's our MMA crush? Because
it's a cage crush.
Cage crushes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is JoJo Calderwood, who's the Scottish chick who was fighting before the co-main, the co-main.
Jessica I.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they had beef either. I don't know if you saw that. She said something along the lines of she feels lucky to be the one that punched Jessica I in the face because apparently a lot of people wanted to.
I don't know. Jessica I just annoys me.
Well, I guess she was talking mad shit to Joanne and making fun of her accent and saying she was gonna come to her gym and whatever.
But she has the sweetest little Scottish accent.
Scottish accents are nice.
God, it was so sweet. Well, it can be nice, right? It can be completely intelligible. But hers is just really sweet. You're like, Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'm a big fan. Saw her in Ottawa 5 years ago, actually 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago with Evan. But he was 18. Yeah, five years ago. Shit. But yeah, and then you were saying that Poirier was your cage crush.
Poirier or Moreno, yeah.
Yeah. So we want to know from you guys. Comment down below who your cage crush is. Can be anyone, male, female.
Yeah, Poirier, Moreno,
cage.
or Adesanya.
Adesanya, yeah. Adesanya, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, news to me. Tall, dark, and handsome. Adesanya is a fucking animal, too. He's so impressive to watch. But it kind of got us in the conversation about just fans and being in love with something. And we pulled up a couple clips here to kind of go over, some crazy fans. Yazzie actually has a little story of a person she knew who was
this guy's just fans of everything, dude. The Twisted Romance Chronicles run deep, so we're not gonna go too far into it. But this guy was a huge fan of Papa Roach.
Good morning.
Like, it's kind of sweet in one way,
He is so upset. He is so upset. This is my son, Jeremy.
and Jeremy is just losing his goddamn mind. Watches the DVD all the time. He's just shaking uncontrollably. Like, I want to hear from somebody, like, what is that thing that would make you shake and just unable to speak?
For me, well, and the thing is, I did experience this when I saw him.
Yeah.
When I got to go to a him books or signing.
Oh, you meant actually him the band.
Yeah,
not
him
him as in Papa.
No,
You're like, oh,
not
me too.
Jacob.
Papa Roach would make me go insane.
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just remember when this was posted and just the whole hometown just being like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's a local to Billings, and it went kind of viral, I guess, 5 or 6 years ago, maybe longer. And he's a fucking big ass fan. He's like just shaking like that. I'm like, I can't imagine a person that would make me feel that way. Like anybody. GSP, I would probably be like a little lost for words, just because he's such an impressive person. But I know I'd just be like, wow, you know, I'm just so impressed with you, and I don't know, I'm very impressed by your performance.
Yeah.
Just be like, oh, actually, you know what? At the local Dairy Queen in Tottenham, okay, before I worked there, one of the workers there was Adam Foote. He was cousins with this hockey player named Adam Foote, who played like for Michigan or I don't know, something like that. I don't know anything about hockey, but I was such a weird kid about, like, I didn't understand, like, he's important, so like it just made me feel weird.
Yeah.
You know, so like I was like, can I please have a signature? And I didn't even know who he was. I heard like he was a bit of a scrapper and hockey, and then I left. And when I got home, I completely ruined the picture on my ice cream. So it was just like the signature was gone, and I was just devastated because I thought it was like a valuable thing to have. I'm like, for some reason, I feel like I need this. So I went back, and I was so like nervous. I'm like, can I please have one more? And I don't know how old I was. I was like, maybe, I think a little too old to be like acting like that. Like, I just, growing up in Tottenham, you know, like nothing ever happened there. But
it's weird. It's really weird how that, I don't know. It is, and it's such an uncontrollable thing.
Yeah, I just felt crazy.
Famous
people made me feel like really weird, and I'm like, why do I feel that way? But then like even, like, remember I met Vegan Gains?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like a fan of Vegan Gains just because like I like the shock humor and just like being kind of crazy. I'm like, this is funny. And being like a vegan as well, I was like really passionate about like, you know, like,
being a dick.
Yeah, I want to be a dick
vegan.
to people about like, and you know, like I'm pretty outspoken if people want to have conversations about it. But then I would, you know, I'd bring it up quite frequently. But honestly, more people brought it up with me. A lot more than, and they would like be very argumentative. I think it was because I was a younger person, but I just don't hear it anymore. But anyways, met Vegan Gains, and I was just like, hey, like fucking cool meeting you. You know, I watch you every single day, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And then he was just kind of like, you know, it's just
No,
cool. He's like, hey, what's your name? And, you know, shook my hand.
It's the thing that I think there's a difference between meeting like a YouTuber and meeting like a star, you know? I forgot. I met Andy Milonakis. And that was fucking awesome. Yeah. So I was at Universal Studios, and it was like pretty recent. Like, I think the show wasn't still on the air. Because he did like the 3 seasons in New York, and then he moved to LA, and he had a season or 2 in LA, I think. I can't remember. Anyway, we were in New York, and I was going into the 7th grade, and he was on the same ride at the, what is that ride called?
I've never been there, I have no clue.
There's a ride where you go through all of these scenes, like they'll like show you like all the sets and whatever, and he was sitting in the cart right in front of me, and I was like, oh my god, I like totally ruined the ride for me because I was just sitting there having a panic attack because Andy Milonakis was my idol, like, and still like is one of my biggest inspirations for like my like all my humor.
Yeah.
Definitely based off that. And
absolutely.
my mom was just like, "You want a picture?" And I was just like, "No, I'm too nervous." So my mom just booked it and chased after him, and I got a pic with him.
Wait,
I don't know where it is, but
I want the opening scene. What is it? There it
peas
is.
on my head.
On the pea head.
All I wanted to do was have a show just like Andy Milonakis.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Well, there is something really cool about like the fact that it's definitely his own thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like I love it when sketch shows really come together and like you feel like the uniqueness of like this could only really come from his creative mind. I'm not like a huge fan. I don't think I grew up with it that much. I feel like it was like a little too abstract for me sometimes.
It was just annoying.
A little
and
too
it was
deadpan
so,
and annoying. Yeah.
And I was so annoying. That was the thing. All I would watch was like music videos, Andy Milonakis show, and like Viva La Bam.
Yeah.
Just terrible and will rot your brain.
Yeah.
That's why I am the way I am. But
Fair. You met London from Daisy of Love too.
yeah, I shook his hand. We still follow each other on Instagrams, and we're friends on Facebook. Joshua,
Maybe
shout
a
out.
story for another day, because I don't think the Canadians know about Daisy of Love. Yeah, I don't think that was on our side of the border.
That's a whole episode. Is just diving into like early 2000s.
Those of love shows. Yeah.
What an era. What an era.
Interesting, to say the least.
Just a fucking bright pink mansion. The era of bright pink mansions and just
So ugly.
belligerence.
It's gonna be cool though. Give it like 10 years and that's gonna be like fucking cool. Like look at the shit we're getting for our house. Like I bet you any money like 10 years ago that was so ugly.
Oh,
Like
for
having
sure.
that pink couch. We got this badass pink couch. Oh, yeah, I already told y'all. But anyways, badass pink couch.
No, it's definitely it's weird how trends repeat themselves. I already see that like Y2K whatever, that aesthetic is already making kind of resurgence.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly think it's just kind of hard. I feel like with like the whole Y2K as far as like house decor goes, because I don't really think it was that.
I don't know, because
like, living through
I
it,
feel like
don't
they were
really-
trying to be like, well, when I think about it, it's like you're trying to be like overly modern. You know what I mean? I don't know, but then I look at houses like getting made now, and they're like
It's
these
like
big,
very chic and
square, and I think that's so unbelievably ugly. Those things, like none of them have any character at all to them. They all like just blend together, like
Look like a robot house.
yeah. Like imagine a whole community looks like one of those modern homes. Like it's like partly because they're trying to like maximize space. Right, on the lots that they're given, especially in Toronto, but in some, like, just, I can't imagine, like, it would look like you're living in fucking communist Russia in the 80s, like, if everything just looks so square,
It's
and,
all
like,
gray and black
yeah, exactly, fucking
sleek. I don't know.
ugly.
I love trashy.
Yeah, but anyway, so, this guy is the
Back
most
to fandom.
iconic fan in all of MMA history, and anybody that knows MMA knows this guy. Mark Cole, not Mark Cole.
I like the rub down. It's gonna be me and whoever I'm in that corner is next.
So iconic. The Just Bleed guy.
Hanging over the cage.
Yeah, there he is.
Ugh.
Just Bleed with green UFC on his forehead. Wonder what's in that cup.
Probably syrup.
Syrup. Oh, like maple syrup?
No.
Oh,
Syrup.
cough syrup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, he's partying. He's probably feeling loose. He's got like, I don't know what that is.
I don't know. Actually, probably
Like a
not.
rope
He looks like
chain?
he's on PCP, honestly.
He's losing his fucking mind.
Dude, side note about PCP. There's this guy who lives in Bozeman named Diarrhea Dan. I've never met him, but my ex and his band stayed at their place. And I guess what he told them was he couldn't do drugs because he was on probation, and the only thing he could do was PCP because apparently it wouldn't show up on his tests. You imagine hanging out with a guy that's like, no, I'm sober, except for PCP. And my name's Diarrhea Dan.
What does PCP even do to you?
I don't know, dude. Whenever I remember
Wanna
hearing
look this
about
up.
it as a kid, like I remember just being like, you get naked and fucking pick up a car and jump through a window.
Okay. The guy on PCP in the middle of the street. Los Angeles. Guy. Oh, he's just going off. I want to see him get in a fight with the cops.
Me too.
Oh, there he is. Okay. Oh, it went down pretty easy.
Yeah, this doesn't seem that nuts. He just seems like he's having a rough time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure it was sensationalized in the way that, oh man.
I'm gonna get into some shit.
Yeah, I don't
Look at this right now.
PCP.
Oh, that's our last little fandom.
You don't want to go to AHA?
You want to hit it now?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Sorry, I went
Iconic.
off track again, guys. I apologize.
So there's this AHA concert. We're not gonna play the sound because I don't want to get, flagged or whatever. Sometimes you play music and then it just, takes down your whole video. And there's the sound. Too short to matter. So
Dude, this guy's
people having fun and wait, sorry, I gotta full screen it. I can do that.
That guy's fucking awesome.
Woo! People having fun. Sweden. Wait, where is this? Oslo. It's in Norway.
I think they're Norwegian.
Yeah. It's in Norway, Oslo. Yeah, whatever. Woo,
Years
fun
down the line,
concert.
and that guy still sings great.
You wanna sing it for them? Walking away.
This guy's, oh my god, mid-frame.
What you say?
Say it anyway. Dude.
He's fucking partying out. Wait, there's one more clip of him.
I think
Where
it's
is it? There it is.
244.
Yeah, there we go. That's the best one.
That's just bleed Oslo. Dude.
I can't. He's been doing this. So we're at 244 for 3 minutes. He's been acting that way.
Yeah, I wish they would have just had a cam on him through the whole performance.
Well, they did. They just didn't show all the footage. So somewhere out there, there's however long this song is, 5 minutes or whatever.
The guy just losing his gourd.
Yeah, there's 4 minutes of him just going absolutely batshit over "Take on Me."
Well, I wonder if the whole concert he was acting like that, or if he just saved it for this.
Well, I feel like he's the type of guy that already has, or he has another favorite song that's a little bit more obscure, But this one's I guess
Makes
the
him
most
cry.
Yeah, exactly. He'll cry. He'll fucking pull his arms.
Man, there's something about that though when you go to a concert and they play your favorite song or their hit, and I don't know. I've definitely had moments where I've been overcome by.
You just go crazy. Just pause on him. There, you're just pulling his hair out.
It's gonna be me at my first concert post lockdown.
What is the fucking frame rate on this? There we go. There, now you can see him a bit.
Oh my god. His tongue's flipping around.
We'll just leave that open for now. Guy in Oslo, if you ever watch this video, please reach out. We'd love to have you on the show. Originally, we were supposed to have someone on the show, just as a surprise fun guest to see what they're into.
Yeah, we wanted to see who their cage crush was.
Yeah, I don't know. But in the future, we gotta have Tanner brings the pain, Tanner Payne. The
He's
one, the only.
An icon. He's saved lives.
He's saved lives. Straight out of New York. He's a sweet guy. He's a sweet guy. Interesting character, but he was doing virtual training before virtual training was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, dude. I honestly, I feel like I don't know if we can really give him a proper intro.
No,
I think
we
he
can't.
needs to speak for himself. And then we would love to have his coach on as well.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. Mario Vasquez.
Another Puerto Rican.
Yeah, another Rican. Straight
Another
up.
light-skinned Puerto Rican.
That's your man.
My man.
Yeah, that's your man. Puerto Ricans, passionate people. Oh, funny. This guy's gross. Looking at him just makes me feel sick.
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
Okay. I think he looks unique and cool, so.
I don't know. don't think I've lost my shit like that at concerts, but you know, I let loose a little bit.
I've lost my
As
mind.
you should. Getting shirtless and just kind of dancing like a maniac.
Dude, I remember, like, moshing was... I don't know, is it cringe to do at this age now? I don't know.
No.
But...
I think
my
washing, once you start getting close to your 30s, right? We're not there yet. You're going to be
20 fucking 5.
25
I don't know.
soon. I'm going to be 24 soon. But I think that's a fine age.
Just
Fine
remember,
age for
like,
washing.
yeah, like, the issue with us was just being, like, used to, like, having to be active. So when we would go, we'd just get super drunk, and then the power of music would just set us off, and then we would mosh the entire time.
I thought that was normal.
Yeah. Well, when I was younger, I used to do that too, and I remember people also saying, like, that was nuts. But
Yeah.
I was also not drinking a ton
No,
at the time.
it lasts like, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours. 4
And then the next
hours.
day, just because you can doesn't mean you should. Because the next day, you would just be so fucked up.
So dehydrated. I'd be drenched in sweat by the end of it. Just, oh my god.
Missing an eyelash.
Yeah. The worst instance in any mosh pit ever was there was this chick wearing a crop top, no sleeves, that was crowd surfing, and she slipped off the top because she was so sweaty, and her armpit fell directly onto my face, and it was like stinky and fucking wet, and just like absolutely
Yeah.
the worst thing you could ever
Not
imagine.
COVID safe.
No, oh my God, not COVID safe. I'm a fucking security guard at those concerts, even though I'm not supposed to be though.
Oh yeah, you're an enforcer for sure.
Yeah, I don't like the bullshit. Right? There's cool shit and there's shit you're being a dick about, right?
Yeah.
So,
Fuck, I wish you would have been there when I was having bullshit. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I was getting hit in the face long before I started training. In fact, yeah, the last, like, real bad incident I remember, yeah, being in a mosh pit and just getting hit and someone pulling me out and just being like, yo, do you train MMA? Because you've been hit so many times. And I'm like, no. Do you say that because I look really strong, though? I'm like, no, you've just been punched in the face, like, 5 times. I'm like, okay. And a few months later, signed up for MMA.
hell yeah, you did. And that's where the
Oh.
story goes. If you didn't get punched in the face that day, then you never would have met me.
True.
Wow.
Taking bows, yeah.
Come full circle. Now I punch you in the face.
Yeah, fuck,
You punch
man.
back now, which is better.
Properly.
Hell yeah.
I just remember, yeah, when people would start throwing, if someone was being too handsy, I'd just go to elbows.
Elbows. Bows up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, I miss shows.
Yeah, shows. They'll be back. They'll be back and we'll be at them. Alright. COVID, whatever, then,
Yeah.
you know, just live life normal. Eventually. Alright. Fuck. Only can hope. Well, what do you think? That's good for today?
I think so. I think we kind of...
Yeah, covered what we wanted to cover. Had some fun. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It would be super cool if you did so. We love doing these videos, and you know, let us know some stuff maybe you want us to talk about, or you know, leave a comment, and we'll see you guys pretty soon
Yeah.
at the next North South Presents podcast.